So, are there any questions to our speakers? There is one.
So at Bayer, do you have any COBOL or Fortran code base that is still currently used in production?
Yeah, not especially in our area, though the omics area is really new. So we mostly use languages like Python or R or JavaScript, but yeah. So we are more focusing on new technologies and languages.
Okay, so you are not really conservative, and how often is infrastructure changed?
This is an issue which we face, yeah, more or less every day. So with every special needs from our researchers and with all the new trends in IT, we really have to face this issue every day, and yeah. But it's really interesting. So.
Thank you.
Okay, now I would like to ask a question from all speakers. So there is a gap in the number of women and the number of men in tech companies, and this is a worldwide phenomenon, and everyone knows and everyone realizes it. So nowadays companies, they're trying to be more family oriented, they're trying to be more family friendly. So my question to all of you is, what does your company do to make its workspace especially attractive to women?
So I think actually Google does a lot. Yeah, actually Google tries to encourage women to apply to Google because there are a lot of women that don't believe in their in herself. And so, for example, there are some events at university just focused on women. Some men think that this is discrimination, which might be true. But the problem, I think, with women is that the biggest problem is that they don't believe in their self. I don't know if you know what imposter syndrome. This is the syndrome that mostly women have. They think, for example, I have it, and my manager has it, and we always think that that's not true, that we're working for Google, we were hired by mistake. And that's most common for women. So Google tries to encourage women to apply for Google. So that's the biggest thing, but also to take part in such an events like this one and many, many more.
I think in St. Petersburg, where our main R&D office is, our company supports quite a lot of educational programs for students. It doesn't focus specifically on girls or boys. It's just the idea is that we really try to bring up the talented students and give them internships at the company, no matter whether they are woman or man. So I think thanks to these initiatives where the company employees give lectures at the universities and support some additional courses in the universities, we attract more diverse students to the company, and then they become very successful employees. Yep.
Okay. Well, in TrustYou, I mean, I don't think it's like related to hiring more women or something like that, but for example, in TrustYou, there are many people from around the world working at, and I think they're just looking for people that really adapts to the culture of the company. And for example, I don't know here, but for example, from Venezuela, there are lots of women studying computer engineering, so I guess it's not like that difficult to find a woman in this area. And also I think that the company is, the human resources is actually like trying to focus on finding some women, but I guess it's not like related to find women, but to find like really good employees for the company. But it's also TrustYou trying to support this kind of thing with events like this. So basically it's that.
Yeah, though, and at Bayer it's probably the same like the others already told. Though Bayer also encourages women to apply and to start a career there, and there are a lot of initiatives going on, a lot of possibilities. You get really a lot of support in doing your job, and yeah.
I forgot one thing. Are there any female students for first or second year? So I forgot to mention that there is an internship program only focused on women for first and second year students, female. It's called STEP. So I encourage you also to take part in it. It's very interesting because it's always 2 women in pair are working for 3 months on one project. So it helps very shy people to work, to get to Google, and so I encourage you to take part.
All right, there is one more question that is really burning for me. So when you were talking about women being insecure and maybe sometimes not confident, this is also a worldwide phenomenon, and everyone also knows about it. So my question to you, and whoever wants to answer can answer, so we are different from men, and sometimes we get emotional. It's a very bad idea to cry, but sometimes we get so upset that we do cry. So, can you comment how unprofessional is it to share the feelings at work? And should we share the emotions with our colleagues at all? Or should we be very focused, oriented, and tough?
I think I don't feel there is a problem for me in my team and in general in the company to be very open with the colleagues of mine, because I don't feel that we have a really, really flat organizational structure. So my manager, the team lead, he works side by side with everyone. So I can really freely come to him and share the issues that I have. And I believe most of the people in the company feel the same way, because everyone does like one job. There is no like manager of manager. So the whole environment feels quite safe, and so yeah, that's that's my perspective.
Sounds like one big family.
Yeah, kind of. Many people actually like with the company for more than 10 years, and like it's really like kind of a family. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think in TrustYou, it feels like, I mean, you can be friends with your colleagues. It's really like easy to speak and to talk with everyone. And as I told, like there are many people from other countries, so sometimes you come to Munich and you're alone, and you can find like really good friends there because they're like in the same situation as you. So I don't think it's like you have to be only related to work and then like have everything besides that. I think you can focus on your work and also like have good time with your coworkers and everything. So,
so the advice is just to stay yourself. And yeah.
So I will tell you. So it's very common that people share their feelings in Google, and I think that's fine because, for example, for my manager, it's easier to understand me if I share my feelings rather than if I hide everything inside me. And they are really fine with it. So, for example, when I was applying to Google, it started from the call of the recruiter to me. He encouraged me to apply. So I thought, okay, let's try. And when I got an offer, I was pregnant. And I was really insecure if I should start working. And I told it to the recruiter before I accepted the offer. Sorry, I'm pregnant. I don't know if I should start working or shouldn't I? And he said, yes, sure, let's start working at Google. You will go for the maternity leave for a year and then come back and everybody will be happy. So yeah, that's crazy story, but yeah, people really understand women, their situation, that sometimes we give birth to a child, and that's really amazing in Google.
Yeah, and for Bayer, it's of course also perfectly fine if you share your emotions, because at Bayer we really live in an open feedback culture, and sharing your emotions is more or less a very good way, to give feedback to someone.
And do you have a feeling that women share more of their emotions than men? Just nod or do like that. I see. Other questions?
So it doesn't sound like it's very hard to gain respect or recognition by other male colleagues. It's very friendly and like family in your business, but did you ever experience that it was hard to gain respect and recognition by other male colleagues? Because the topic is right here, the gender thing.
Yeah, though for me it was really rather easy, though with my first sentences, which I shared with my colleagues, I was suddenly talking about all the IT topics they are also interested in, and though it was perfectly fine and very easy to get into it.
So in Google it's fine, in Samsung it was fine, in Microsoft it was fine, but when I worked for a small company, it wasn't fine. So some people don't believe that a woman can be good in IT. So it took a couple of, let's say, weeks when I showed to other male people that I'm pretty good. Not the best one in a team, but I'm good enough to work in this company. And in Google, it's really, it doesn't matter if you are man or woman, you are the same IT software engineer. So.
Yeah, at the company we have a really respectful culture, but I quite often go to different software development conferences, and sometimes it happens that, for example, when we're at the event and we have a booth and giving out some swag and some talking about the product, sometimes it happens that if there is a male and, for example, two female colleagues of mine standing there, sometimes it happens that men come and they don't ask questions to the women who are working together at this booth, but they want to ask their technical question to the guy. And then sometimes it happens that they say and start talking about the HR and applying to the company before even asking whether you are from human resources or you are from the, like, what's your role. So that happens, but yeah, it's more when in the environment when you don't know the people around, yeah.
Well, I think it doesn't matter if you're a woman or if you're a man. For example, when I was studying, like the best two students or something were women, so I don't think like they were like taking like they're not smart enough or they're not good enough for this. And I think when with my short experience at working, I don't think I've been never like, you're a woman, you're different. I think it's just you're part of the team and you have the same task as anyone else in the team. So I don't think like right now we have this vision of women are different, and this maybe for some companies it's like that, but I think with the time this is changing. So I guess.
I also wanted to share a nice story with you. I don't know if you know, first interview in Google is the phone call. And a friend of mine had a situation. She called for this technical interview a man, and she said, yes, so we're going to have this interview. And this male said, oh, sorry, I thought it will be a technical interview. So yeah, that happens.
Well, I made an experience in academia here in my field of mathematics that it didn't matter to absolutely anyone that I am a woman. And based on this very positive experience, I'm looking very optimistically into the transition into industry. So I hope that's going to work the way I imagine it. Are there any other questions?
Do you find more women in web development? I mean, you were in different companies, so do you have a better taste for design or something?
In Google, it's not the software developer that designs. As I said, there are UX designers. So I don't feel I'm good enough to say what should be the look and feel of the website, because I'm really bad in this. But I think what most of the women do better is understanding the user. So sometimes it happens that we think that user won't understand something that will be on the web page, and we say it to the UX designer or to the backend team.
And you speak to the users directly?
Not. There are some UX researchers that do the researches with the users, and they suggest the changes, but we as front-end developers, without speaking to users, may suggest that user probably won't understand it, because we as a front-end developers think so.
All right, so when we talk about stereotypes, the statistics shows that if we talk about a person who is independent, who is confident, who is persistent, who is a leader, who is rational, who is successful, then statistics again shows then most people have an image of a man in their head. And I hope very much that with our generation, this stereotype is going to change. And yes, I want everyone to contribute, boys and girls, to changing this stereotype. And I want to thank you, ladies, for the wonderful discussion, for your talks. And now we're going to switch to the hands-on session. So get out your laptops. I hope that all of you have downloaded these materials. Who has not?
It should be working now.
Okay, it works. Thank you, ladies.